What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Dueling Fates podcast. I'm Grayson. That's Geek. Yes, we're doing the head thing.
Can I go get it
from working out?
You got to do that. I'm gonna go get like a towel and put it over my head, like I'm depressed that I just lost.
All right, Caleb Williams.
True.
Today we're covering the second film in the Twilight Saga, New Moon. Not Nude Moon, New Moon.
Nude Moon.
Nude Moon.
Nice.
Yeah. This is what I like to call the nothing of the Twilight Saga, because honestly, I forget half the shit that happens in this film half the time.
Yeah. So, like, going into it, I remember. I guess spoilers.
For.
Well, yeah, but no, but we're jumping directly into it. We're a minute in, and I'm throwing spoilers. Like, I remember Edward leaves. I remember Bella's depressed.
Yeah.
And then I remember this is the movie and the book that like kicks off the Team Edward, Team Jacob thing.
Does it?
Yes, but I've never understood that. And I know I'll get more into this rant in the next
I'm so excited to talk about
episode of this show. Yeah. But like this kicks off all of that. And it also makes no sense to me because to me, I don't know if Jacob has a redeeming quality.
No, and it's also, this whole film is her being obsessed that Edward is gone.
Right.
Like, yeah, sure. Jacob is around.
Right, Bella wants a friend.
Yeah, this is like a friend thing. This is the guy not getting the fucking message. Is what I'm
100%. And really not handling it well. And then also making a promise, right? Making her a promise and then immediately doing the exact thing he said he wouldn't do because he's a cunt. Hey, at least Edward didn't make the promise. He just fucked up.
No, but like every time I think about this movie, it's always just like this was Stephanie Meyer's excuse to get the werewolf part involved, and then
which sucks because the next movie does a better job of like going into the lore of the werewolf. I'm going to say this before we move to Eclipse for the next episode. Eclipse is my favorite one of these movies.
Same.
It's so good. But I like the first one will always, it's kind of like when people talk about Star Wars. Well, the first one will always hold a special place in my heart, but I don't care. I just don't. But like this movie is so odd. I don't know. I don't. It's New Moon. Do you have more thoughts? I've already forgotten what happened.
Well, I mean, because nothing does happen, my guy. Okay, so the movie starts off with, is this where Bella? Yeah, it's Bella's birthday.
Yeah, so it's her 18th birthday. And
yes, we argue about this a whole lot last episode.
Yes. And immediately the movies tell us, just to piss Grayson off, I guess. It is her 18th birthday. Ha 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 ha.
I swear she was 16.
No, apparently that's Jacob.
Yes, the man who looks like he's firmly in his 20s.
How old was Taylor Lautner during this movie?
I think he said like
came out in 2009. Wow, those movies came out really fast. 08, 09, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
Those were.
Because they were
Go ahead. Sorry.
They were fighting with Harry Potter at the box office for a long time.
Yeah. So, I do have to say I'm kind of impressed at how good the werewolves look. It holds up like there are moments obviously, but like in general, I mean, fuck, you can watch Black Panther and there are moments where the CGI is awful. I hear nothing.
Okay, good.
So nobody hears anything. You're just making faces. But like the CGI for the wolves holds up fairly well.
There's only, I think the one scene that bugs me. I think it's not even in this film. I think it's next film where he's like the wolf is right next to Bella and she pets him, and it looks like she like definitely meshes through the fucking model.
Yeah.
I'm like, but
also that's just diving into the fur. Have you ever pet a wolf? Like an actual wolf?
Geek, I live in a place that's civilized.
Okay, well, if you ever get the chance to pet a wolf, their fur is incredibly thick. Like, you will lose your hand in that fur.
I think I'll lose my hand by the wolf biting it off.
Also, be careful, because wolves...
It's a wolf.
Well, no, they like to lick your face, but they really want to lick the inside of your mouth for some reason. They really try. It is very odd.
Like, I know you can punt a coyote, but like wolves.
Oh, you're not punting a wolf.
No.
It's obviously not as drastic as these movies make wolves because they're werewolves.
I'm gonna be real. When I was younger, because I watched these films relatively shortly after they came out. Besides part one, because my mother blocked me from watching part one, probably because she gets pregnant.
Oh, I was like, part one, the first movie?
No, part one of.
Yeah, no, I got you now. Yeah.
But like, I honestly thought wolves were that size for a good like 2-3 years.
I mean, compared to that version of you, they would have been that size.
Probably, yeah. Honestly, I was 10.
Wolves, yeah, but wolves are huge, dude.
They're not that big though.
Not.
I would say they're 1.5 times like the average German Shepherd. There's definitely some like big ass fucking Beethoven type dogs that are bigger.
Well, your average wolf stands somewhere between 4.5 and 5.5 feet tall. So,
damn!
Yeah, wolves are fucking huge. They're not this movie huge, but wolves are not dog-sized. They are wolf-sized.
Why is every nature documentary they look so small?
Because you're comparing them to a buffalo.
That's fair.
You're comparing them to that thing they're eating.
That's fair.
Yeah. At least that's what the thing I just read said, which we'll see how accurate that is. I'm looking at things.
So my question is, does Jacob just not know werewolves are like an actual thing until he starts turning?
Oh, wait, hold on. No, I lied. That is how long they are.
Okay, that makes more sense, yeah.
It does. So they are...
like 3 feet tall, right?
3, 4, yeah. Which is still huge. Not
yeah,
5.5 feet, though.
Like, I'm thinking like, damn, like that thing is like coming onto my shoulder.
Yeah, right? Well,
like, it might be
some
Bella's
definitely
eyes.
do. Some do. Wolves are sick. I love wolves, dude.
Bro's getting into the tism real quick.
I have wolves.
The tism's hitting hard right now.
I also have a raven.
Yeah, we know. You like Norse bullshit.
Whoa, watch your mouth.
You meant I wasn't like derogatory bullshit. It was just like
just watch
bullshit.
your mouth. Where were we? The wolves.
Does Jacob not know that his clan turns into wolves until he turns into a wolf?
No, so remember in the first movie he tells us about it because that's how he reminds Bella. I don't think he believes it. Remember, he kept calling it stupid stories.
How does he not believe it when they're literally half the fucking people in the fucking...
I don't think he's ever seen anybody do it.
But half his clan's fucking shirtless, which I think is fucking hilarious how many times they just take off his shirt.
Okay, so I understand why they did it for the movie because...
abs, yeah.
But the lore reasons for it make a lot of sense.
He's too warm, yeah.
Yeah. If your body temperature was always at like 150 degrees, you wouldn't wear a shirt either.
That's fair.
You would also probably die, but that's not important.
Well, I'm not a wolf.
Right.
So yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That is what I am saying.
Oh. Dude, I'm just thinking about the fucking lore reason that they present an eclipse, and it's fucking.
What did they? What
When we
thing?
talk about eclipse, man.
Okay, we'll just wait and talk about that next time. Yeah. So her birthday happens. She gets gifts from people. She doesn't want gifts.
She's really sensitive, like getting older.
Well, yeah. She's 18. Well, now she's older. Now her and Edward is like weird. She's an adult. He's a child.
A child's 107.
109.
Sorry, I apologize.
God damn it, get it right.
Well, he's like 17, so I just assumed it was like 100 years later, or like 90 years later, or whatever.
No, apparently it's 92 for some reason.
Yeah, because, fuck it.
I mean, time's a construct.
So is everything.
Time is a flat circle. Fine. You happy now?
So I have a question.
Okay.
So we find out later.
Time?
No. It's about the whole gift giving and her birthday.
Okay, yeah.
So we find out later in the movies and the books and whatever that Bella has the ability. We actually find out in the last movie too that she has the ability to block powers.
Yeah, we really find that out in this movie when they get to the Volturi at the end.
That's true. So how is Jasper affecting her mood with the gift?
I don't. Huh.
He should Bella lets Edward read her mind sometimes.
No.
Like it's like the first in the first time in like Breaking Dawn, but Edward can read her mind. Because she allows it.
Yeah.
She physically allows it, like she opens it up in her brain.
After they train her how to use her power.
Yeah. She doesn't know how to turn it off yet.
Well, okay. So by that logic, though, how does Alice's power work on her?
Alice can't see.
No, she explains that she can.
No, she sees everyone's around her.
No.
So
she sees Bella. No, because they explain.
I can't see your future. I can only see Edward's and the people around you, so I can guess.
Except that's not true.
Future.
She could see in this movie. She could see her the entire time unless she was with Jacob. Remember, they explained it in this movie. So this movie just forgets about it until the end, I guess, but also only for Alice and Jasper. And you know what? Fair enough, because Alice and Jasper are cool. So
I'm not cool with Jasper, man. I can't. I just can't get
We'll
past.
talk about that in the next movie, and I will yell at you.
It's just I can't get past.
We'll talk about it in the next movie, and I'll yell at you.
Why did Sweet Home Alabama just turned on? Literally.
That's good timing. Incredible.
Oh.
Wow.
So yeah, she gets gifts and everything like that. Then they have a party at the Collins. Where she accidentally cuts her finger on
paper cut.
What?
She got a paper cut opening the present.
She opening the ribbon? I felt like she was opening the ribbon when she got the
No, she was just like opening the present and got a paper cut. And she just like so nonchalantly in a room full of vampires, just paper cut. And then Jasper flips out a little.
Well, that's because he's still new to being vegan.
Yeah, he's new to being vegan. And as these movies have pointed out, Bella's blood is very different for some reason.
Which, again, why?
Main character syndrome?
I feel like they explained it in the books. I just remember.
They probably did. I also don't remember. I haven't read these books since like middle school.
I only read the first one recently. But in the midst of it, like Edward's trying to stop Jasper, throws her into whatever they want to call the thing.
Yeah, trying to push her out of the way. Edward? Jesus.
Edward, yeah. Edward the aardvark.
Yeah, Edward just fucking yeets her across the room, making it worse.
Yeah, because
so bad Alice can't handle it. Which Alice has shown she's like not the best at handling it.
But yeah, she's not like super bothered by it. Like,
but she's not
better at handling it than Edward.
That's not true. Edward's fine.
Edward really wanted to kill Bella the whole first movie, my guy.
Well, yeah.
And she was able to avoid Bella's smell the first movie and just snap the guy's neck.
Carlisle said so. Like, none of them are Carlisle.
No, Carlisle is just like the
Carlisle's a god, dude. He literally just bathes in people's blood every day and never drinks it.
Well, you also find that Carlisle was part of the Volturi for a little bit.
Yeah, which is wild. That means he's also drank more human blood than the rest of them.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably why he decided.
Except maybe Jasper. He fought in a war. There's a lot of blood in a war, Grayson.
Just a little bit. It's not like it's the bloodiest war in American history.
No.
Or anything, you know.
No, probably not. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, why do specifically Jasper and Alice's powers work, but nobody else's do?
Don't know.
Also,
my issue with is more that Jasper's work because it's directly affecting her. Alice is like, I'm not directly affecting what you're doing.
That's partially fair, yeah.
But like Jasper's like, I'm affecting your whole mood.
Or what if she says no fair on the mood thing?
Yeah.
Did her mood really change?
Yeah, because she didn't want to give.
She didn't want it, but she still took it. Just like the other gifts she got in the movie. She took all the other ones too.
She went from like, oh, okay, like uncomfortable to like smiling, laughing with Alice.
Well, I thought in my head that was just Alice's existence.
Well, yeah.
Alice's existence.
Stop simping.
Alice still isn't even the person I'd simp the most for in the Cullen family. Yeah.
I don't. Is it? Oh, it's not. It's not Renesmee. It's the baby.
No, it's not. I am not Jacob. Okay.
It's not Rosemarie either. Rosemarie's like a fucking. Oh, what's her name? It starts with an R too.
Well, there's Esme and Rosalie.
Rosalie, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, the other Emmett's.
Yeah. Also,
sister wife.
Love Emmett. Yeah, I love Emmett in this fucking movie. In these movies, he is zero conscious about like what that Rosalie's like feelings are. He does not give a fuck.
Well, it's not that. Well, okay. Just because they are together, is it this movie where no, it is not. That's the next movie. We'll talk about Emmett and Rosalie in the next movie. They are basically just not in this movie.
I know, but like,
so we'll talk about them in the next movie when it actually matters.
Well, we can jump towards the end of the movie when they take the vote.
That's not in this movie.
No, it's not. Okay, never mind.
I think I swear that's in Eclipse.
I swear to God, it's this one because
it's after. Because this one, like Edward's back at the end, but I don't think Emmett's even in this movie.
Yes, he is. He's at the party scene at least.
Oh well, yes.
But like he's like,
because Emmett is like, weirdly Emmett and Rosalie have no problems controlling themselves.
Well, yeah, the only person that's been turned longer is Edward.
Okay. That I guess that makes sense then.
But I think it's funny because like Emmett installs the sound system in the truck, and she's like, "Don't diss the truck," but like you can see Rosalie's like disgust at any time Emmett like interacts with her. Emmett does not give a fuck any time.
Right.
He's hyped, but Bella's around.
We'll talk about that in the next movie.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that.
I'm just saying you can see that in this film. You see in the last one too, but like. I love like Emmett's like tiny relationship with Bella. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. I want to double check.
You're trying to figure out that the vote is in New Moon.
Oh no, it is in New Moon. The vote is in New Moon.
Because they don't turn her. They just vote to turn her.
Now dude, because I watched these straight up back to back, they flowed together so much.
Oh. The Twilight films are the most bingeable movies in existence. like I was like after I finished Eclipse, I'm like, do I just start Breaking Dawn?
Right? Like, because it's like they just flow together. Like straight up, they just do. I get that somehow summertime happened between the first one and New Moon, but it doesn't feel like you missed anything.
No. It's also Seattle, so it's always raining, so there's no
but
like
moving
season.
back a little.
Yeah.
So birthday, all of that stuff happens, and the family freak out leads Edward to not think he can protect Bella.
Well, it's also like Carlisle is 10 years older than he looks.
Yeah, I would say that's true. I think that was a lie.
Good moisturizer goes a long way.
Because nobody ever says that. And then they stay in Forks for years. So, like, I straight up think that was just a lie. Just like everything he said in that scene. Because he was trying to protect her. But also, entirely forget that Victoria exists. You know, the person who he knows is out to kill Bella. What did he... what? Yeah, I'm going to protect you by leaving so the other vampire can kill you. Edward.
Rose is lucky Jacob.
To be fair, I was going to say, to be fair, Edward knows the werewolves exist. But I always struggled to say the tribe name.
I don't even know.
I know what it's called, but the Quileute tribe I think is right, but I don't want to. I'm not trying to pronounce it wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm just calling the werewolves just to be safe.
No, it was just more of a. I know what the tribe name is. I would just rather not butcher it all the time. So the wolves.
I was gonna say, well, then he's gonna like hope that the wolves protect Bella, but that's their land, not the Cullen land. So,
but remember, that's why they make such a point of are the Cullens coming back?
Yeah,
because as long as the Cullens aren't there, it is not their land.
They can have free reign. Okay, yeah.
But it's as soon as a Cullen is back around, the treaty states. So
that we'll get into one of my favorite scenes in the whole series is in this movie. Even though
in
there's
this
nothing
movie,
happening. Wow. We'll get into it later, but
yeah, Bella becomes, I don't know, she starts having nightmares after Edward leaves. Edward's whole excuse for leaving, I totally understand. And I understand, like, when Carlisle is talking to Bella about, like, his belief with, I mean, especially at the time Edward would have became a vampire and all of that, like, that belief would have definitely existed. Like, you are damned. That is, like, what being one of those monsters means. Yeah. And I totally do understand Edward being like, I don't want to take literally your soul away from you. Because while you're immortal, you're also not. You can die. And, like, Edward's entire point, I understand. But it's also like, I don't know. She wants to be a vampire, man.
Question.
Yeah.
So they've been probably in Forks for around like 10 years at this point, right?
No.
Because Carlisle's now 10 years. Huh?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying no. Because they couldn't have been, because Carlisle wouldn't be the one people would be asking questions about. Dude's looking younger. Colton. Right. Like, doctors looking younger than they're supposed to be is not new. The high schoolers who have looked like high schoolers for a decade.
But also, like, Edward can't start school at 14 because he looks like he's a fully grown ass man.
Like, that can't happen. So they've been there for like 2-3 years or something.
At least, yeah.
So, like, so it's not 10 years. That's what I mean. It had to just be a straight up lie, but one that is believable, especially since Bella knows everything. And it would sound believable that, oh, that makes sense. Like, sure. And then, because that's why immediately she, like, agreed that Carlisle looked too young and was like, cool, where are we going? Give me time to, like, talk to my dad and whatever.
Again, what excuse are you giving your father?
Dude, we'll talk about that, especially in Breaking Dawn. Yeah. But like, and Eclipse, because they start referencing it more, really, of like,
Breaking Dawn makes a little more sense because of what happened at the beginning of it, but like, in this one, you can't, there's no excuse to be made.
No, if you're leaving, it's, I'm 18, my boyfriend's leaving, I'm going with him, fuck you.
Geek. Well, it's also like, and he's like, Charlie's a good dad. He's gonna be like, no.
And she's gonna go, I'm an adult, I'm leaving. He literally cannot keep her there. That would be kidnapping. Yeah, but
she cares too much about Charlie just to be like, I'm dipping.
Obviously not. She literally does it in this movie.
Yeah, but trying to come up with
she literally did it in the last movie. She did it in this movie. She does it in the next movie.
And does the movie after that too. What the fuck, fellas?
So maybe she does care about Charlie, but Edward has always and will always mean more.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like she has to have this conversation with Jacob 12 times too. We'll talk about how weird Jacob is more in the next movie, because in this movie, I don't think it was that
It's the
egregious.
2 movies after that, too.
Well, yeah, but those are for different reasons. But no, in this movie, Jacob's not that bad. He's just...
Just to get the message.
No, but he's also not super weird about it. He's just like... No. Well, especially with the way his thought process works, which is fair.
He's gone, yeah.
He's gone. So yeah, she might not want to now, and that's okay. She has to grieve. And so, but he's like, I'm gonna stay around because that might change. And if not, she wants me around anyways, so who cares? Like, so this movie, he's not that weird. He's just like there.
He's that guy in high school who's like, everyone knows got the crush on the girl. Like, they're just waiting for the girl to break up with the boyfriend.
Yeah, pretty much.
And be okay, and then he can jump in. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
still kind of weirdo, but less of a like.
But like, that's just, I don't want to say normal, but that is a thing that happens that is like, people are just like, dude, you could just like not do that. But yeah. But you're like actually not hurting anything yet, so what can you do? What's to be done? And then he immediately becomes the bastard that he promised he wouldn't be.
But Bella turns into an adrenaline junkie after Edward leaves.
Yeah, because she can see Edward, which I don't understand. Because that's not a power. Do we ever learn what Esme's power is?
I can look it up.
Or Carlisle's. Or Emmett's or Rosalie's?
No, Carla has to. Well, Emmett has immense strength.
Oh, is Emmett's just strength?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I know them, but I don't remember them.
Esme does not have a special power according to the AI. And
I don't trust the characters. I don't trust that. I'm checking.
The wiki says she doesn't.
There's a wiki?
Yeah.
Oh, fandom.
Strong ability to love passionately. It's
nice. Edward's telepathy.
Oh, Esme's the wife. What am I talking about? Rosalie. I want Rosalie. Rosalie doesn't have any beauty powers, but her beauty is her power.
Weird, but okay.
What?
Oh, so they have abilities and powers. Well, some of them have powers, but the others are just abilities. So Emmett's is his strength, Rosalie's is speed. Because remember, Edward's is speed. He's faster than other vampires. Carlisle's is compassion. Esme's is love. Bella's, right. We learn this later, but it's self-control.
Yeah.
Does Jasper and Alice not have that? No, apparently not. Jasper and Alice have powers, but not a special ability. So Edward and Bella are the only ones with both. That is some main character syndrome if I've ever seen it. That is main character syndrome, if I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, that was not super important.
No, but our brains are trying to put together bullshit.
But what were we even talking about?
How
the Edwards, yeah. I don't know how that was happening. I don't know. Soul bond, I guess? I don't fucking know. Well, but Edward's supposed to not have a soul, so I guess that can't be it.
I have no idea. I can't come up with
it's
like an excuse.
It's not like, because it's not like it's a hallucination. Maybe it is, but it doesn't feel like it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, Alice always says that, like,
maybe that's part of his telepathy. He can read your mind, but can he?
But
right. I know. I don't know. This movie does not seem to care what Bella can and can't stop, or maybe because she's human, she like can't control whether she's stopping it or not. So
at the end, towards the end of the movie, Alice says that Edward's checking in through the visions, not through like telepathy, to see how Bella's doing.
So is it somehow going through Alice?
Maybe as like a warning system.
Weird. I don't. But because how did that start? Which was the first thing she did that got Edward?
The motorcycle.
Yeah, that one was weird.
That she gets on a random guy's motorcycle and drives down, and Kendrick's like, "You're a weirdo."
Right, Anna Kendrick, smart. Bella Swan, stupid. Sorry, Jessica, whatever, smart. Bella Swan, stupid.
So there's a characteristic in the books that Bella's super clumsy, and that she can't like. They, instead of making her clumsy, they just make her the most unluckiest person in the fucking world in these movies.
I mean, that's kind of what clumsy people do.
Yeah, but she's not like falling over. She's just getting pushed by her boyfriend into a bunch of fucking glass, and now she's bleeding all over the place. Fair. It's everything bad happens to her, not her being stupid.
That's kind of fair.
Which
I mean, she literally got a paper cut unwrapping a present.
Well, that's
clumsy.
The one thing. The one thing she gets clumsy about.
Yeah. Because it was after the motorcycle, she goes and buys those dirt bikes to go to Jacob to get them fixed.
And they spend every day together, which is like, no.
What do you mean, no?
Who's got the time and money for that shit? If you're repairing bikes for days straight, you have the money for that. Like,
Bella stole Edward's credit card.
I mean, I think
Cullens have to be loaded. Have you seen their house?
That house?
Yeah. Dude, I would give anything for that house. Not the Lego set. Well, honestly, if you want to buy me the Lego set, anybody out there listening to this, I'd take that too.
But Lego set. I'm looking it up.
I know they talked about it.
It's like $80. The Lego idea says it's gonna happen. It just hasn't been put in production yet.
Nice.
Anyways, yeah, that house is nice.
It's incredible.
Yeah, like I'm not a big fan of like the new
all
Neo
of the windows,
eco bullshit, but I love that house.
What do you mean? What do you mean eco bullshit?
Like it's all glass and wood, and that like the mixture of it, like their house.
It wasn't.
Their
I don't know if there was
style.
any wood in that house.
Yeah,
it was like stone and glass.
Yeah, but their style of house, I'm not a big fan of. But their house in particular.
Also, I love. Like, I don't know. This is the area of the world I'm moving to, so it tracks. But like all of that glass with the woods and the always being rainy, that would be the greatest house to live in. Oh my God.
Geek,
the Twitter rumor that I am a vampire is really. Yeah.
You're giving so much leniency to it.
I can't help it.
Your teeth aren't giving like the fangy feel to it, so
Except they are, because all of my molars are pointy.
Yeah, but vampire molars aren't like that. It's just their canines are really, really sharp, and they have like sucking power.
My canines are also really sharp. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you about my sucking powers. So
I broke off one of my canines at some point. I don't know when it happened, but
how?
Like I had canine here,
but right? Also like watching these movies, none of the vampires have fangs. Not a single one.
Do they not?
No.
I swear to God, they do.
No.
Maybe I'm just measuring things.
At least none that are that noticeable.
Anyways, Dirt Bikes get built. Bella and Jacob are spending a lot of time together. The guys from his tribe tease him about Bella being his girlfriend, and he's trying to cover it like she's my girl and her friend. I'm like, dude, you're 16. You're not smooth.
You're not smooth. True.
Like she is sniffing this out immediately, even though she's not, because she's kind of dumb.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that is like the very end of this movie. I was still looking at when the vote happens. That's where my brain has been stuck. But it is the very end of this movie, which is why I thought it was the beginning of the next one, because they're the same fucking movie.
Well, we'll talk about that clips. Never mind. But like, so they make the dirt bikes. Edward pops up while she's riding the dirt bike, and she slips and hits her head.
Edward almost causes her to kill herself. Because if he's not there, that doesn't happen. Maybe Edward is the problem. Abusive boyfriend.
I mean, yeah, they do have a toxic relationship in a way, but like
we'll talk about it in the next one because that's when this matters.
It's a consenting toxic relationship. But then she apologizes for bleeding because she's been hanging with vampires,
which
constantly.
Like that's valid.
And then Edward, Bella, fuck me, man. Jacob takes off his shirt in the first time of many, but see Taylor Lautner shirtless in the series. To clean up the blood, and he does not help.
No, it just makes it worse.
It does.
That shirt does not soak up anything. Also, am I on drugs? But
yes,
in like this movie and the first movie, this movie, and then Eclipse, does Jasper's accent change every time he talks?
Yes,
it does not become a Southern accent until the third movie.
Jasper doesn't really speak in the verse. I don't remember what he sounds like in the verse.
He says like one thing.
This one's a little weirder. And then he says he's from Texas in Eclipse. He has a Cajun accent.
Right. Well, that can still track.
In Texas?
Go ahead and look at a map and tell me where Louisiana and Texas are.
I understand that, but I'm thinking like Cajuns, that specific area in the French area of Louisiana, like that central area with New Orleans.
Right.
And,
but also go ahead and look at a map and see where that area is compared to Texas.
I know. Okay.
He just lived in that area of obviously not, because he just lived in that area of Texas.
Well, like when I think Cajun, I'm thinking that's Louisiana and maybe Mississippi.
Well, that feels just like you don't actually know.
Like the swampy area of the South, not like the I'm gonna kill myself because an armadillo came out. And
that's not what all of Texas looks like, big dog.
I've never been to Texas, so.
Well, also you have to remember that Texas is bigger than like all of Europe, so it has multiple different areas.
They're not all just I shot an armadillo and it bounced off and hit myself.
No.
Oh damn.
I
imagine Texas. So.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know.
They also discuss the rest of the tribe guys of jumping off the cliff and doing bullshit.
Bella freaks out a little bit,
which is like
because she thinks they're fighting and getting chucked. Well, no, because remember they were all fighting and they just chucked somebody off the cliff.
Yeah, it happens.
No, I've been cliff jumping a few times. I've never chucked somebody off a cliff.
Geek, your lore is so interesting. What the fuck?
There's like a lake like 18 miles that way with some great cliffs.
My guy, it's Wyoming. It's the flattest fucking state in the country.
No, it's not. You're thinking of Kansas.
Kansas that flat?
Wyoming has like some of the tallest mountains in the country.
Yeah, that doesn't count though. The Rockies are young. They're not mountains yet.
No, they're actually mountains.
Yeah, but when you become the Appalachians,
the Appalachians aren't mountains anymore. They're hills and they're terrifying. We do not talk about them. We do not talk about them. Do you hear me?
Sorry. Their cryptids are scarier than your cryptids.
No, they're the same cryptids. They just have more of them. More hiding places, because, you know, those mountains are...
Now.
Well, because those mountains are older than life itself. That's terrifying. Yeah. Sorry, moving on. Cliff jumping. And then they go visit... Well, they don't go visit. They see the people cliff jumping. And then Bella gets the idea to cliff jump. That's a horrible. Never... I need to put this out there. Never go cliff jumping alone. That's a horrible idea.
I'm going to do it only alone now.
No, that's a horrible idea.
It's a great idea. I mean, Bella survives.
Because somebody finded her.
Finded her? I think his name's Sam.
No, this one was Jake. Sam finds her right after Edward breaks up with her, and she falls down and hits her head in the middle of the woods. Because you did forget about the other time she was clumsy. She was just walking and fell down. And they had an entire search party because she fell down.
Oh my God,
and that's when Sam finds her. Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Charlie gives some of the worst parenting advice I've ever heard. That you should learn to love Jacob because he's good for you. No, that's not how love works. I know it can be, but like, as humans, we fought so long for that not to be how it had to work anymore.
Yeah, but like, he's there, so.
Yeah, that's also not a good reason to love somebody just because they are there.
Well, that's the thing, is like, it's when I don't get the Team Jacob versus Team Edward thing. I'm like, dude, there's just not a second where she does not take her attention off of Edward. This movie, there's less attention on Edward because he's not around.
But even then, it's still there. Literally everything she's doing is to see Edward in her head. Yeah, he's around when I do dumb shit. Ha ha.
Me, that's why I do dumb shit. I just see people.
You should consult a psychiatrist.
Only a tiny bit of schizophrenia, it's fine.
Just a tiny bit. I do wonder how schizophrenia and then like hallucinogenic drugs, how they would work with my brain. I know that's, weird thing to bring up, but I do wonder how would hallucinogens work with a brain that can't create that?
It's like people with like synesthesia when they take stuff like that, they don't smell the drugs, they don't smell colors or whatever it is anymore. It flips. So why could you use synesthesia? That's at least a cool power.
What do you mean that's a cool, what?
Synesthesia is when you can smell color.
Oh. That's at least, I don't think mine's a power.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it also kind of is, because I never have to like truly relive traumatic events. You know what I mean?
You just have to read them.
No, like I think about them, but I never have to see it. You know what I mean? You're such a cunt. Yeah, it's like reading a newspaper up there, man. Oh yeah, I forgot about Mike asking Bella out to a date and then throwing up his face
right after.
Also, is he not still with Jessica? Like, what happened there? Or does he just not? I hate Mike. He is the type of guy I would fight.
Well, Jacob tries to, so.
Honestly, also, the one time, base Jacob. The one time you'll ever hear me say that, based.
Bro almost throws up at an action movie.
Yeah.
Like, I get like a horror movie, like
Face punch.
Like I'm good with horror. Like I can deal with a lot of gore, but I understand why people like throw up at horror movies that are really gory. This is an
Well,
action movie. Why the
they
fuck are you
made
throwing
it
up?
out to be gory though. You could tell by the sounds.
Yeah, this movie is more gory.
You don't know. You've never seen Face Punch. You don't know if there's a more gory movie.
I actually have.
No, you haven't.
It's crazy. Yeah, I have.
Oh yeah, because it's at the movie where Jacob becomes a werewolf.
We start with becoming, yeah.
My headcanon is he like made it out the door and became a wolf. Middle of the street. Street wolf.
Think of that face punch right there.
Face Punch. From the creators of Face Punch, we have Street Wolf.
Then he goes on to avoid Bella because he's going through the whole transformation bullshit.
Yeah, doing the exact thing Edward did immediately after promising not to do that.
I don't blame him because he probably is going through a really bad transformation. It's after he finishes the whole like becoming wolf that I have a problem with.
I don't know, but I see his point still to a degree because of like the thing that is shown a little bit after that with Sam and Emily. Nope. Yeah, is that not her name?
Nope.
What is her name then?
Don't know.
Oh, are you sure it's not
I think
Sam?
it's Laura. I want to say it's Laura.
Not Laura.
Also, Stephanie Meyer, please come up with better names. These are all basic ass names.
Honestly, I'm fine with that. Basic names are.
It's fine. Like it's hard to remember who's who when you're like.
Well, no, because there's a lot of non-basic names though. Also, because there's Embry. How many Embrys you know?
Okay, but that sounds like an embryo.
Embry and Quill, and
Quill's a cool name.
Yeah,
I didn't make Quill. Like,
if bro ever has a kid.
Sure.
But during all this is when Jacob tells Bella he can't tell her everything.
Which is wild, because if you know she's with Edward at some point, you know.
No, it's because they don't flat out tell you in this movie, but they do in the book, and the movie like tells you. You just have to pay attention. Sam is the alpha.
Yeah.
When Jake says you don't understand how tightly I'm bound, Sam's order is you can never tell anyone what we are.
Yeah.
Jacob literally cannot. Like, he is not physically able to tell her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, well, she runs with vampires. It's like, no, he has to obey that order.
Yeah.
He like cannot. His body will not.
Yeah.
But
then she catches him walking in the rain, shirtless again.
And literally steaming.
Puppy dog. Yeah, but like,
well, no. So that's not the first. Is that the first thing that happens?
I think she sees him like cold sweats.
No, she sees him in that and the Laurent thing, right? Is that first?
That's where she sees the wolves first. Yeah.
Right. Isn't that before she goes and sees Jacob?
Correct, because she can't piece together that.
Because she sees Laurent, and that doesn't go well.
No, I love that Edward's like telling her lie, and then she tells a lie, and he's like lie better. He's like, you suck at this shit.
And then Bella inadvertently gets Harry Clearwater. Yeah, killed because she goes home and tells them about the wolves.
He knows about the wolves.
Oh well, yeah, but she tells Charlie, which then
I know, but I love his face when she's
are you sure
about the wolves. He's like, "Fuck, man."
You want to go hunting? He's like, "Yeah, I'll go find people." God damn it.
Yeah, and Victoria kills him.
A mixture of Victoria and Jacob. He has a heart attack.
Well, yeah.
Probably because there was a vampire holding him, and then a werewolf attacked the vampire. I don't care if you know they exist. That still has to be terrifying.
I think it's the vampire, and then, oh shit, big dog.
Big dog. Yeah, because then Jacob tells her about the secret that he cannot share, but reminds her of the conversation they had at La Push. And somehow she still never puts it together.
She put it together that Edward's a vampire.
Yeah.
Without knowing vampires exist, but can't place together, hey, maybe werewolf.
Right. Now that she knows one of them exists, and she knows the entire story and read the book about it, she cannot put it together, even after physically seeing a werewolf.
To be fair,
just big wolf.
Edward's not around. She can be a dumb bitch because Edward's not around.
Yeah, so, and then she confronts the entire group.
In one of the funniest scenes as well. By slapping the shit out of the fucking Alpha. Not Alpha.
No, she didn't slap Sam. She slapped somebody else. And I don't know who.
Care. The only people I know is Sam and Jacob, so. But like he gets pissy and like he does like a weird Hulk transformation.
Yeah, no, the synopsis I'm reading says it was Sam, but it wasn't Sam.
Yeah, it was
because Sam is
he controls himself.
He controls himself. But I only remember this. So the only two wolves I ever remember just from seeing them, like who they are Sam and Jacob.
In the Sam small one in the next movie.
Yeah, but that's just because he's small.
Yeah.
Well, and he is separate from all the other wolves, so there's no chance to confuse him.
Yeah.
But I remember Jacob and I remember Sam, because Sam is also the only one that is a dark-colored wolf.
Yeah.
He is.
I think that's
he's
the
a
point.
black wolf.
Like, you want to be able to different, like who Sam is because he's the biggest member. That's not Jacob, and dark color.
And then you want to remember Jacob because like he's the third main character. But yeah. So, but those are the only two. And then later, Leah, I normally remember because she's very different. Like her coloring is very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Jacob has to go full wolf mode to protect her. But I still don't think she put it together in that moment. I still don't think she had it figured out. Jacob, run! It's like, nah, dog, watch this. I got that dog in me.
It's a really cool moment, though. Like the moment, like he jumps over her.
Yeah, dude, I love that.
It's very uncanny valley. The transformation between the time, but like it's a fucking cool moment once it's finished.
Oh yeah, and as long as you don't slow it down or watch too closely.
I did.
Well, that's what you get.
Yeah, it's a dope moment though. Like,
yeah,
it's the biggest moment of the whole movie. I'm pretty sure they showed it in the trailer though. So,
did they? I don't know.
Sure.
I didn't watch trailers back then either. This movie going into the next one still does piss me off though. Changing Victoria's actor pisses me off.
Okay, I'm sorry. Changing Victoria's actor to a better actor is a good move.
I don't care if she's supposedly a better actor. After the other person played Victoria, the original Victoria, who was Victoria for 2 movies.
I'm gonna look up why they changed her. Why?
Scheduling conflicts. No, it was scheduled. I looked it up last night because for some reason I didn't remember that they changed it. But like, I don't like the second Victoria as much.
Bryce Dallas Howard? You don't like Bryce Dallas Howard?
Not as Victoria. It throws me off because that's not Victoria. Like, honestly, I wish in the next movie they would have been like, yeah, that wasn't Victoria. And then the original one comes back and like, hi, bitch, and tries to kill her again.
No.
It should have happened because
I prefer.
It's not that I dislike Bryce Dallas Howard. It's just that to me isn't Victoria. The other person that had been Victoria was. It's just like I haven't even watched Superman and Lois, but replacing one of the children.
No.
Like right at the end of the show, it's like, just stop. Just get rid of them. Have Victoria die off screen. I don't know. Which you can't because you didn't follow the books. Movie. But yeah. Well, no, she like shows up on screen for like 4 minutes. The entire point of that movie is that nobody can find Victoria. So like,
Eclipse.
Yeah,
she's got a good like 15 minutes of screen time.
No, it's like 5. during the final fight, and then like
No,
28
whole,
seconds throughout
like,
the rest. Because
in
nobody can
Act
see
3,
her.
she's a big part of it, my guy.
But we're moving on. But yeah, so all of the all of the werewolves are looking for Victoria. I read the word vampire as I was talking.
They chased her all the way to the
Canadian border.
Why did they stop? Is there just like a...
I don't know.
They don't have passports?
Can't leave the res.
Is the reservation that big?
Yeah. I don't know if that's actually it, but maybe. That's I'm giving a thought.
New other territory, I guess.
And then Bella goes and jumps off a cliff and almost dies. She gets lucky because Jacob's in werewolf form, and I guess smelled her.
Yeah,
like that has to be the only thing that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And gets really lucky because Bella was almost dead. Yeah, technically she died. We see him give CPR. That means she died. What?
No, that's not necessarily.
Yeah.
But Victoria was in the water, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Victoria had came back because that's when Harry dies. Because
I couldn't remember if it was a shot from
because Jake was literally just fighting her and then ran off to go. Well, she got away and then he went to go save Bella and then Victoria was just there.
Yeah. Movie.
And then Alice shows up because she thought Bella died, which like fair because she did.
Oh, and she stopped seeing her. That's why.
Yeah. Well, she also died, and then Jacob showed up and blocked the vision.
No, I don't think. I think it's fucking hilarious to see in the house where like
Alice when Bella walks in and gets scared, and then Alice jumps too, like ah.
Well, like, Jacob can't follow her in because it's like if
a Cullen's back, he can't protect her there, which he could have still went in. And I'm sorry, I feel like the Cullens would understand because it's Bella.
Yeah.
Like if it was not Alice, like if it had been Victoria, the Cullens, I think the treaty would have been like, you know what? Yeah, you broke it, but also you saved Bella. So like, forgive and forget.
Well, they talk about that in clips. Anyways.
Yeah, I know.
I love how they treat Jacob like an actual fucking dog throughout this whole like sequence because she like hugs Bella and goes, "You smell
what
like
is that
wet
dog smell?" And then Jacob comes in and Alice starts to leave and Bella's like, "You're not going anywhere, right? Like you're gonna come back and talk to me?" "Yes, as soon as you put the dog out." I love so Alice, dude.
She's the best part of this movie. I will watch this just for Alice.
Yeah. And then Jacob ruins everything and tries to kill Edward.
Yeah, because he takes too long getting in the car.
No. The phone call.
Oh, yeah.
Where Edward calls and Jacob answers and does the worst possible things. It's Edward. You know Bella's going to want to talk to him. He's trying to talk to Charlie so he can find out about Bella.
Yeah.
But then he's not here. He's planning a funeral. Jacob.
But also, why do you bleed the fucking werewolf?
Also true, actually.
Like, there's no reason to just, like...
Okay, or believe him. Yeah, it's probably a funeral. Charlie's, like, the police chief. Like, that's not news. He's involved in a lot of things. Like, I don't know. Maybe a second. What about second phone call?
Or, you know, call your sister?
Right. Well, they haven't been around, but Edward doesn't know that. They literally make the point of Alice saying he only checks in every few months.
I know, but like, I'm sure Alice told him, "Hey, I'm going to check out what's happening to works."
Well, so what confuses me is Rosalie told him, right? Because Alice has the vision.
Yeah.
Rosalie didn't tell him that Alice went to go check. That's the other thing. It's like, what? Because Rosalie knew.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I have no idea.
I don't know.
Also, I'm still pissed at Alice never returning Bella's emails. What the fuck?
I don't know. Well, she doesn't know that's her email.
No, she does.
No, she says, I don't know if this is the right email address.
Oh,
so
does
she's
she?
just sending those out into the fucking void.
Oh, I thought she like. Why? Okay,
and
whatever.
In her second message to Alice, she's like, I don't even know if this is your email address. I'm just.
No, she said she wished she had her real address, like so she could write her a letter.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
I assumed it was email address. So.
No, but it's yeah, I don't know. Then Alice sees a vision of Edward killing himself.
Oh, it's not. It's inadvertently killing himself, but yes.
No, it's killing himself.
Because he's breaking like
the only way he can.
Rule.
Yeah.
I mean,
he can't he can't rip himself to shreds and set himself on fire. That's not possible.
Sure he can.
No, it's literally not possible. He can light himself on fire, but the way the movies have described it, being lit on fire still won't kill them. You have to rip them to pieces and burn the bones. Or burn the body.
Also,
unless it's a werewolf, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
Getting around the aspect of gore in these films are really well done. I like the way that because they show us like instances throughout the movie of like other vampires dying. It's not like bloody. It's like it's porcelain.
Right, which makes sense.
I think it's a dope thing to get around the gore aspect of like a PG-13 movie.
Yeah,
and it looks so fucking cool.
Because they do that. This movie not as much as the next one, obviously, or any of the next few. Whew, the end of I can't wait to get to the Breaking Dawn part 2. Yeah. That no, I gotta wait.
You gotta wait.
I don't want to. I want to talk about it.
It's funny because I'll break the timeline a little bit. You won't be able to till probably the week after.
What do you mean? We're recording Christmas Day now out of spite.
I work Christmas Day.
Tough. We're recording Christmas Day.
We can record the day after Christmas. Perfectly fine.
Okay. I think that's a Thursday and I don't have darts, so okay.
It is.
That means I get to watch Breaking Dawn Breaking Dawn part 1 and 2 on Christmas. New Christmas movie.
That's fair.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess this is coming out in January and I still have Christmas lights.
Not only is this coming out in January, by the time we are done with this series, it'll be fucking February.
And I'm gonna have Christmas lights up for all of it. Incredible, dude.
Just so you know what happened to Julian phase, we are way ahead of the timeline.
Which is good.
No,
because there have been multiple times where we've let the timeline catch up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to make sure the timeline does not catch up at all.
Right, but it's possible.
Oh, definitely.
So,
anyways, so they go to Italy and they are in a festival of banishing the vampires.
The St. Marcos Festival. Humans celebrating the banishment of vampires.
Is that a real thing?
Ooh, I don't know.
Also, dope visual with all the red. I love the visual.
Also, I love that they removed the like green filter.
So I was thinking about this. So the first movie is blue. This one's more of a yellow tint, and the third one has a black tint, or like it has like the shadows are darker. I don't know about Breaking Dawn because I don't remember how those look, but like each of the first 3 movies has a different like color scheme to it, and I find it really enjoyable. It soothes my brain.
Huh.
And that's why I think I knew that the vote was in this movie because it was yellow in my brain instead of black.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's real. I don't think it is. What? Because I also don't think that's a real city.
It's Italy.
No, it's Volterra.
Oh, that's not a real place. No.
Volterra, Italy. Oh, no, it is actually.
Oh, so there are vampires that do exist.
So maybe
the Volterra are real.
No, well, that's not what I was going to. So maybe that celebration is real?
Stephenie Meyer was the receptionist.
Maybe Stephenie Meyer is a vampire. I should call her.
Hey, yo. I can't. And she's the receptionist at the Volturi weird thing.
What?
Where do they go down to the Volturi and, there's the receptionist just sitting there and they're like, she's human. And
yeah, but that's
my
not
heckin'.
Stephanie.
I know, my heckin'.
Oh,
that's Stephanie.
Oh, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, God.
Okay. My brain was not. I was like, what? No. As far as I remember, because I looked it up, I swear she's only in the first one.
No.
As the writer.
I'm just saying that's my headcanon. That's Stephanie Meyer.
So I'm not finding anything on that festival, but it might be the Feast of Saint Mark, or it's a real Italian celebration that commemorates the death of the Catholic saint.
The vampire thing might have been added.
Yeah, I think the vampire thing is added, but it is a real thing. So, dubs. But it's also just supposed to be ironic that, like, the city where the head of all the vampires are is celebrating no vampires.
If I was a vampire, I think that would be cute as hell. Like, look at that.
No, I think the correct answer would be to live in the Pacific Northwest somewhere.
Well,
Vancouver, Seattle, Forks. My question is, you're rich and you're a doctor. Why'd you pick Forks, a small town where everybody knows everybody?
So you don't draw attention to yourself.
I think that would draw more attention.
No.
Because in a place like Forks, people would notice you're not aging. Nobody in Seattle is noticing anything.
But people in Seattle also realize there's a lot of dead bodies. We talk about the next episode.
Well, except there wouldn't be. Because, like, I'm talking about the Cullens in specific.
Easy access to the wilderness.
Right. You know what? That's fair. All right, you win.
So, Bella barely saves Edward from exposing himself.
That sounds so bad.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
A child almost saw it.
That's what that's what I was thinking. Did the child see Edward?
Okay, even if she did, no one's gonna believe the 6-year-old kid.
But the Volturi take that role really seriously. So
then I guess the kid didn't see it.
But I love that they show it and they never like tease anything with it. Be like, okay. I guess it's easier to get rid of one person than get rid of a guy who's got special talents.
Right. Just a kid. Those die all the time.
Goddamn.
I'm sorry.
The Volturi.
So at first, Edward just asked the Volturi to kill him.
Yeah.
And they won't.
Yeah.
Because he has special talent.
Yeah.
So then he almost forces himself to get killed, but Bella saves him.
Yeah.
And then they have to go speak to the Volturi anyways.
Well, yeah, because now humans involved with vampire stuff. They didn't know that.
No, they did. Because literally as they walk in, Aro talks about Bella. The famous Bella. We've heard so much about you. Obviously, he knew there was a human involved. But that's they also immediately don't like it.
Well, yeah.
But because Alice has to save the day again. Alice
she's a badass. Yeah.
Because she's seen that Bella becomes a vampire. And that she does it herself.
No, I think she'll do it herself if it ever doesn't do it.
No, I think the course of events they were on at that moment. Remember, her visions change depending on people's actions. So the current course of events was that she would do it. Because we find out about the ultimatum in the next episode. Or movie, whatever.
They give the ultimatum here. They have like a year.
No, Edward's ultimatum to Bella.
Oh, yeah.
If he's going to be the one to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the Volturi. I know that they're like dope. I don't love them as in like they're my favorite, but I love how they're written as like the old powerful vampire family that like controls everything. And Aro, his actor is so good at being the main Volturi guy.
Martin Sheen, yeah.
I also love the really depressed Volturi guy. The really old.
It's not Martin Sheen. Oh my god, wrong guy. Oh my god. I know it's Martin something. Martin, is that Martin Short? No, is it, what the fuck?
Volturi, Aro is played by. I have no idea. He's portrayed by Michael Sheen.
Michael Sheen. Sorry, I apologize. It was Sheen. My favorite is just Dakota Fanning.
Pain.
Yeah, because I think it's cool if you can show power without having the character do too much.
Yeah.
If she can just say a word and you're bending at the will.
Yeah.
That was. I also think it's funny as hell when she tries to do it on Bella and it doesn't work.
Bella's so prepped for it too. She's like, Then she just kind of looks up like, oh, I'm okay. And Jane is so mad.
She's pissed, bro.
You bitch. I can't hurt you. Well, okay, she could. She's a vampire, but but not in the way that she cares about.
I think it's really dope. And we can talk about it next episode as well, because it's really big thing there too. Is the way they use contacts in these movies.
Yeah.
Because the Volturi are bright red eyes, and it's this super menacing like look, and the Colons have these orangish reddish color.
You know what the difference is though, right? Because it's not a Volturi thing.
It's human blood, yeah.
Because I was gonna say, remember all the newborns.
Yeah.
It is like the human blood thing. But I kind of love that. And I love the Cullen's eyes, I think, look cooler.
Yeah. Because you like the Sith.
But I also, yeah. Well, just pure red is, I don't know. How do you blend in human society with eyes like that? Dude, if I saw eyes like that, I would immediately wouldn't stake to the heart. I don't care.
They don't chill with the humans. The Volturi? No.
Maybe. Except they literally do. There's a vampire leading the humans into them. When they leave. Like, they're literally around the humans.
No, but also, like, it was in the last movie as well, but also in the next movie, is like, when Edward and any of the other vampires go, like, super, like, animalistic, their eyes turn black, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, they just lose control, and I think it's dope how they use the eye contact to kind of tell us exactly where certain vampires stand.
Yep. And, like, you can slowly pick up on that in the first movie, because Edward's eyes are almost black when he first meets Bella, and then they're changing. But it's really this movie, it's really Eclipse where that changes.
Yeah. I think it's going to be more examples.
Like, where they really show what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Volturi just beat the shit out of Edward.
Well, they tried to kill Bella.
They beat the shit out of fucking Edward.
Well, there were like 12 of them, and only one of Edward. Know,
but like,
and they still couldn't touch Bella.
Fair.
So he might have been losing, but he was winning. And then they get shocked because Bella offers to die instead of Edward.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, why would a human die for a vampire? Yeah.
True love and bullshit. Oh, this must be a Christmas movie. There's true love or whatever.
It's not the Christmas spirit. Then they return to Forks, and we the first Edward Jacob standoff.
Yeah.
It's not dick measuring just yet.
I mean, it kind of is. Jacob literally turns into a werewolf to fight him.
Yeah, but it's not like full dick measuring. Like, we get dick measuring.
Bella just steps in between them. You want to hurt each other, you have to hurt me.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they will. Both have shown no problem hurting you in this movie.
That's fair. And then the movie ends with Edward saying,
the vote.
Marry me.
Well, the vote is the most important. We wanted to talk about it all episode.
Yeah, they vote, and the only person to say no is Rosalie. I
love though the But this movie finally starts getting into Rosalie's like backstory, and I understand why she votes no.
Well, yeah, she's the only one. I feel like she's the one that fully feels like she's still a monster.
Edward does.
Like he's like, I am a monster, but like I feel like with Bella, like, he starts to be like, I have like a soul and I have choice and stuff like that. But, like,
no, because that's the whole point of this movie is he still doesn't believe that, and that's why after they all vote yes on her changing, he asks them, "Why are you doing this to me?" He still believes he's a monster. That is the entire point of these movies.
Is Twilight a monster fucking fantasy?
Maybe.
Should we put the Twilight people in the same people who want to fuck Venom?
No.
Geek has seen something. He's confused.
It's fine.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah, maybe not. We'll see. We'll find out someday.
Okay. But yeah, Rosalie is like the one that says no. That besides Edward. But yeah, the movie ends with Edward being like, "Marry me," and like I forgot that happens in this movie. Well, definitely thought it happens in Eclipse.
Yeah, well, because their whole conversation about marriage happens in Eclipse.
Well, yeah.
So it like is very confusing here.
But again, they're seamless movies.
They really
like Lego.
They really are, and I don't know how I feel about
it. Overall feelings about New Moon.
It is by far my least favorite of the entire series.
No, this is the one I'd probably visit the least.
But well, to me, I am this way with like every series, and this is why I don't go back to like Marvel movies that often. Like part of me, if I want, like with Star Wars, I can't just watch a Star Wars movie. So I can't just watch a Harry Potter movie. I can't just watch a Twilight movie. I can't just watch a Marvel movie. I need to watch them all.
If you came out to me and be like, you have to skip one of these movies, I'm like, I'm skipping New Moon.
Oh yeah. It is the one that does the least amount of like anything.
It's more world building, less story. Well, world building's good, but it's best when you can do both at the same time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do that.
No. Like the
like
it's the last like 25 minutes of this movie that matters, and the rest kind of doesn't.
Basically.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to say about New Moon?
No. It's New Moon.
I think we established that we're both Team Edward.
Well, you kind of have to be, don't you?
Yeah, we'll tell everybody why in the next episode. Ha ha, cliffhanger.
Anyways, I want to thank everyone for watching this episode of Dueling Fates. Remember to like, subscribe, rate, do whatever on whatever podcasting format you're watching this on. And until next time, we cover Eclipse. Bye-bye.